Gawer is just one of Dhaka's informal settlements on its northeast outskirts and home to some of the factories that pollute the adjacent waterways, as you can see from the pink rags that have washed up on this riverside. Inside Gawer, many families share the same building, each one renting a single room with minimal cooking and washing facilities for around $36 a month. Shohag has been the head of one such family since his father left him and his mother 9 years ago. A dedicated student with secondary school awards, proudly displayed on the wall to your left, he recently passed his cabin crew exam for Emirates Airline and dreams of moving to Dubai to work with them, as well as traveling around the world. With a keen entrepreneurial spirit, Shohag also rents a shop a few meters from his home, which he and his mother jointly look after, opening it at 7 a.m. and closing at 10 p.m. with school in between. They've lived here for 4 years, so everyone knows them around the neighborhood. Business is good. He earns around 1,000 taka a day, $12, but the money goes straight back into buying more goods, as well as $5 a month's rent. 2 months ago, he approached a bank for a loan to expand the business into a corner shop for which he'll need $580. But with his familial situation and nobody to vouch for him, it's almost impossible for him to start a line of credit. He has savings, but he needs 2 years to raise the amount. Shohag's reality seems quite removed from the local chairman of Gawair, Tofazal Hussain, a self-proclaimed freedom fighter from the country's independence movement in 1971, who has ruled the world for the past 5 years. But big changes are happening as the district adapts to becoming a city corporation, meaning further development and construction with rent increases, which he tells us will only serve to drive the poor further away from Dhaka. Hussain needs more employment opportunities for poor people in his district and has built 4 subsidized public schools behind his palatial offices for those who can't afford the full price of a higher education. His future plan is to make everyone equal, poor to rich, all living together harmoniously, though exactly how he would do so is unclear. He sees street conditions and drainage after the heavy rain as the 2 biggest problems at a local level, something that he has attempted to address with a road widening scheme, which was curtailed due to lack of government support. Firstly, the main priority is from the point of view of sanitation. Open drains flank the streets and overflow when rain levels are high, posing the threat of contamination. A similar challenge faces those without private access to water, such as these rickshaw drivers, who all share the same communal wash place. Given the location of the bathing area, which is adjacent to a large refuse dump, as you can see behind the blue truck, there is ample opportunity for cross-contamination as well as overflow in the event of heavy rain. Experts have argued for a mass transit system, but some maintain the existing rail system here already serves as a metaphor for the divide between the comfortable middle-class districts of Uttara and the poorer neighboring sub-district of Gawair. Those who live in Gawair tend to also work in the area to avoid costs associated with commuting. The arrival of the city corporation will have a large knock-on effect on the informally housed urban poor, who are already struggling to meet rising rents and choose to live in illegal makeshift settlements instead. These 2 families have lived in this patch of public land for the past 14 years, dependent on the itinerant work of the husbands breaking rocks at the construction site and driving a rickshaw. Fortunately, many of the younger generation recognize the need to pursue different job avenues that will accompany the city's rapid modernization. Abu Hanif, 19, supports his family by working part-time as a Wi-Fi technician for 17 cents an hour at a local internet company, in addition to attending college. On graduation, he hopes to return to his home village and start his own internet business. Like Abu Hanif, those living in Gawair are highly adaptive and resilient, utilizing the limited resources they have to combat the challenges posed by climate change. Both they, as much as us, need to recognize the critical role they play in forging solutions on the front lines of a global issue that affects us all.